Want to say hi? Hi. What are you doing? What are you doing, you handsome boy? What are you doing? You grinding your teeth? You got something in your mouth?
My job interview is on Monday. I'm very nervous. I think it will be all right though. I think I'll be fine. My first job interview in years. So, if it doesn't go well and I don't get the job, then there'll be other opportunities, and that's okay because this is my first job interview in a really long time. Someone commented and asked me like what jobs have I had in the past. So when I got my first job, it was at a deli. No, actually, I'm a liar. So when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, I lived on an island in New Jersey, and it was a vacation island. So it was Ocean City, and Ocean City has a ton of bed and breakfasts. And I was cleaning rooms at a bed and breakfast on the weekends. Well, no, in the summer. I don't remember if it was the weekends or if it was during the week. I don't remember like my actual schedule, but I would walk to work and I would clean all these rooms and get them ready when people checked out. And then that was my job. Like I did that for like 3 years in a row. I was young, very, very young. I still think about it now. I think about it now and I'm like, damn, I cannot believe this lady hired me to clean rooms at that age. Like my kids are that age right now, and I wouldn't trust them to clean their own room. Like, okay, so then that was like, I think I was like 11 and 12. And then when I was 13 and 14, I was a mother's helper during the summer. So I would go up to the Catskills in New York, and I would stay there for 2 months, and I would live in home with a family, and I would take care of their kids. And I did that for a few summers in a row. I don't remember how old I was. I could have been a little bit older. I could have been 14. I might have been 14. I don't remember, but I did it 2 years in a row. Then I didn't work. Then after that, I was in high school. Well, I went to Connecticut for boarding school, and they kicked me out when I was in 11th grade. But the education in that boarding school was really bad. So when I went back home to live with my mom, I had to go back a grade. So I was put in 10th grade. My sister, Jackie, was so mad at me. Like, she was so mad at me because she blamed me. She blamed me for getting kicked out of the high school, and that made her have to go back a grade too, because we both had to go. Oh, look what I did to my ceiling. Do you see that? I washed the ceiling and it stained it. Oh, I'm gonna have to bleach it. Anyway, so she was so mad at me for years and years and years because she really blamed me that she was held back. It wasn't my fault that our education was really bad. It was my fault I got kicked out, but I was kicked out for something really stupid. And now that I think back on it now, like I can't believe they kicked me out for that, you know? So anyway, so then after, when I was in my senior year of high school and then the summer after, I worked at a place called the Linwood Market, and I worked there for a while, probably like a year or two. It's where I met my husband. And then I got a job at a school, and I was there for 6 years teaching. Then after that, I left there. I didn't want to leave. I loved working in that school. It was one of the most amazing jobs I've ever had, and it gave me such joy and gratification because I love working with kids. So, but I left there because it was just a mess. I had to leave. So I left and I started working at a hotel, and I was doing front desk, and I did that for a while. And then I moved and I started working at a daycare. So then I was working at a daycare, and then I left the daycare and I started my own like in-home daycare. And I was doing that for maybe 6 or 7 months, and I found out I was pregnant with Dahlia. So I continued that for a few more months, and then I stopped doing that. I had Dahlia, and I was a stay-at-home mom with her for her first 2 years of her life. And then I had Scarlett, and at that time the recession was really bad, and my husband wasn't able to find any work because he had his own business at the time. So he was doing construction, or like not like construction building new homes, but he was doing like trim work and that kind of stuff. So he was doing like the finish work of new homes. So there just wasn't anything around. Nobody was really doing anything to their homes at the time. So I ended up getting a job when Scarlett was a baby, like maybe 2 months old, probably about a month old. I started working nights at a hotel again, and I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even remember those 2 years, because maybe not 2 years, but like a year and a half. Because when you're working nights, first of all, when you're not used to it, you're like miscombobbled. Like your mind is so screwed up as you're getting used to your new schedule. So then once I got used to the schedule, I missed Scarlett's like whole first year of her life, first year and a half, because I was working nights. So I'd come home. So I was working 7 to 7 shifts, 5 days a week. So I would go to work at 7 at night, and I would come home at 7 in the morning, and I would sleep because I had to sleep. And I missed her whole babyhood. And that's something I completely regret. But then one night, now working nights, I didn't have any security in this hotel. They didn't even have, they only had one camera. And that was like, so when someone rang the bell at the front door, you could look out and see who was there. But you, as somebody that works at a hotel, if you don't, like, I'm sure you know this, but you have to let your guests in. You can't refuse them entry. You have to let them in. It's like they told me, like, you have to let whoever it is, you have to let them in. If they're a guest, they must come in. And if they're going to be a guest, you must let them in. You can't refuse entry. So I always had to let everybody in. And things started getting really weird. Like, things were just really weird at the time. I had a cop coming, like I had a police officer coming by to say hi to me all the time in the middle of the night. And that was really weird because, you know, I'm married, and you're going to be nice to this guy, because if anything was to happen to me working nights, I would be calling that police station. So I was very nice to him, and maybe I was a little bit too nice. So like it created a weird relationship that he felt like he was comfortable enough coming to visit me at work at night, which was really, really uncomfortable. But I created it because I was nice to him. You know, like he would talk to me and I would talk back, and, you know, so I feel like I created that because I continued to be nice to him, and he just wouldn't leave me alone. And then sometimes he would bring like other police officers to like stop by, and they were all very, very nice to me. But it was a very awkward situation. I'm pacing. This kind of makes me nervous to talk about. It was a really awkward situation because how do you, like, it was just awkward. Like, I liked them as people. I liked the guy that came to visit me. He was nice, but I was a married woman, and it shouldn't have been happening in the first place. Like, he shouldn't have been coming to visit me at work in the first place, and he shouldn't have felt so comfortable to continue. And because I have a hard time, first of all, I have a hard time with confrontation, and I also have a hard time speaking up for myself, I let this continue. So during the nights, I'd have these police officers who, they weren't mean, but they were visiting a young, because I was in my late 20s. So I was probably like 29, maybe almost 30 at the time. So, but I'm a young woman working in a hotel by herself, and they just kept coming by. So it was starting to get a little awkward and it was stressing me out. So like every day I'd be more stressed out going to work because I didn't know who was going to show up. And then I started getting weird phone calls in the middle of the night. And I remember calling the cops and being like, there's someone who is saying that they're outside and they are saying that they're watching me, and can you just like drive around the property and see if anybody's there? And they did. They drove around and they said there was no one there, but it freaked me out and it continued. These phone calls continued for maybe about 1 or 2 weeks. And because I had asked the police officers to drive around, that one time they didn't find anything. The second time, which was probably like a few days after the phone call started, I asked them again and they kind of laughed at me. They were kind of like joking with me, like kind of acting like I was being dramatic and that like I was making it up, which there'd be no reason to make it up. There'd be no reason to make it up. So I never told them again. Like I just never told them again because I was embarrassed. Like here they think I'm a liar now. You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of embarrassing. So then the last night that I worked there, I was robbed. So after the phone call started, it was like 2 weeks of these weird phone calls. And I think a week after that, I was broken into at the hotel. And I walked out. That day I walked out and never came back. How did I get on this? So anyway, I walked out and I never went back. I never, ever, ever went back. I just quit that day. And then I became a stay-at-home mom. Those are the jobs I've had. I became a stay-at-home mom, but then I was taking care of Matt's grandparents for a few years until they passed away. I also, donated my time to the Humane Society as well as to a church. So anytime there was like a disaster, like when Sandy hit, for a year, I was donating my time. I hate saying that because like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, pat me on the back, I did something wonderful. I think if anyone can, help in a time of need, you should. I don't think that you should get a pat on the back for it. But after Hurricane Sandy, our area was like demolished. It was really, really bad. Like it was Sandy fucked up our area really, really badly. So for like a year, I was helping families. I'd go to this church, I'd pack all this food up. We'd go to the schools, we'd go to other places like to shelters and hand out food. We give out clothing, all that kind of stuff. I did that for a year. And when I tell you like I loved that. I absolutely loved being part of that. That gave me so much. I don't want to say joy because it wasn't a joyful situation having to do something like that, but it made me feel a certain way. Like I felt like I was actually doing something, that I was making a difference. I felt like I was giving back for the first time in my entire life. Like I was doing something that I just felt like I was doing, like I was helping, you know what I mean? Like I was truly helping and I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I would have continued to do it. But then the girls started going like I was a mom. I couldn't just give up a year. So then I like slowly stopped doing it every day to 5 days a week, then 4 days, then 3 days, then 2 days. And then it slowed down as well because, it was a year that I did it. So, there weren't as many families that were in need and all that kind of stuff. But I loved it. I loved being a part of that. Absolutely love being a part of it. I was on Facebook collecting donations. My car would be full of them. I'd show up to the church and just unload all this stuff. Like it felt so good. It felt so good to be helping others. Like it really did. And I remember when we were going through our worst time of my life, like we had nothing. We lost our home. We lost our cars. We lost everything, but I lost everything but my children, my husband, and the clothes that we had. Like we lost everything. And I remember going to the food bank and having to stand in line and get food from the food bank. And I remember this lady who was one of the first times I was there, this lady, she gave me a hug and she said, this won't be forever. This isn't a forever thing. I just want, like, she gave me a hug and she was like, because you know what it was? I was getting formula for Scarlett and I was getting diapers and I was holding Scarlett and I had Dahlia with me and I felt so low. I felt so low and so bad about our situation. And like, I just felt I was broken. I was just absolutely broken. I felt like I had done it to myself. Sorry, I'm pacing. I felt like I had put us in this situation, that I was just a crappy mother. I felt like I was just such a disappointment and such a failure in my life. Like, I felt like such a failure. And I remember standing in that line and just feeling like, just feeling awful. Like, I can't even buy food for my kid, for my baby. Like, I can't even get diapers for my baby. Like, I am such a loser. Like, what is wrong with me? And the lady there, she says, I get up there and I told her what I needed. And she was like, she gave me a hug and she says, this isn't going to be forever. This is not a forever thing. That's all she said. And I remember like thinking in my head, when I have the chance to give back and when I have a chance to stand in this line and helping other people, I'm going to do it. Like, I want to be that woman that made me feel better in that moment. Like, I want to be that for someone else. I'm like, and when Sandy hit, I had the opportunity to help. I really did. I need to call the food bank and donate my time. Like, I need to go volunteer. I need to go do that. I have the time. I just don't have the vehicle, but I will. I'll take my broken truck there. I'm lucky I have a broken truck to drive. Like, that's the truth. But anyway, I don't know how I got on this subject. I don't know how. I'm not dizzy from walking around in circles, but oh my God, I talked for 30 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go. I don't know what my vlog is going to be today because I really don't know what I'm going to be doing at all today. So, but I'll check in here and there. And, all right, bye.
Good morning. This morning I woke up late. I don't think my alarm went off, and if it did, I don't remember. So right now I'm making Dahlia's lunch. I always make Dahlia, she doesn't bring lunch to school. I wish she did. I really wish Dahlia would bring her lunch to school, but she didn't. She doesn't. So I'm making her lunch now. So when she gets home from school, they have a half day today. When she gets home from school, she can just eat. So I'm making her a salad. Is the best invention that has ever been made in the entire world. Literally. It's a salad spinner. You wash off your salad, and then you stick it in here, and it takes all the water off. It's amazing. So, today is Matt's birthday, and I am going to make a cake. He always gets a chocolate cake with buttercream frosting, so I'm going to make his cake, and then I'm going to put up decorations in the house. One of my subscribers wrote a comment that she put a bunch of things together about like what she likes about her husband or her kids and her, and like all the things that like he does that makes them feel special and why they love him and all that kind of stuff. And they put these things on strings and then they hung them from the ceiling. And I just thought, what a great idea. So I got some twine and I'm going to cut out a bunch of pieces of paper, and I'm going to decorate, like not decorate, but I'm going to write all the stuff that my kids and I feel about my husband. And I'll leave some empty for when my kids get home so they can write on them. And we're going to hang them from the ceiling in the dining room, and I'll put a few in our bedroom. I always decorate our bedroom too. I usually cut out like a bunch of hearts and put stuff on there. And then I also, I make it like, I don't know, I make it like a sexy moment in our bedroom. Not that you guys need to know that, but I do. Every year I do this, like I do that. Well, not every, sorry, not every year, but I try to do something special every year. Last year I wrote a whole bunch of different notes, and then I put some in his car, I put some in his truck, I put some in his lunchbox. I put like a whole bunch of stuff everywhere he would, like anything that he used that day had a note. So all day he was reminded that it was his birthday. And then also it was his 40th last year. So the town that he worked in, we like put signs up everywhere, and we surprised him with a lunch and gifts and stuff. That was his 40th. So it's not like we're going to do that this year. But he'll have something special here, of course. Gift wise, we don't really give each other gifts on our birthdays. Like, I know what gift he wants, so he'll get that gift. But other than that, we don't really do gifts on our birthday. Tomorrow, sorry, putting dressing in here. And then I tuck it into the salad. Put the lid on. Put it in her lunchbox. So, tomorrow we're going to my brother-in-law's house, and we're going to go there for dinner and just to hang out and play some games with Matt's side of the family, kind of to celebrate some birthdays. Both the girls are really excited about that. They really like going to like family functions and stuff, and they love to play games. And we're pretty close to Matt's side of the family. Now I'm gonna write a note on her napkin. I still do this. She's in 9th grade. I still write a note. So now when when Dahlia gets home, she can just grab her lunch from by the front door. I don't know. It's like a little thing we've been doing. She used to take her lunch to school every day, but now that she's in high school, she doesn't. So I'm going to put it by the front door so she can grab it when she gets home, and then she can eat. Hi, Oscar, my good boy. All right, so I am going to clean up my bedroom and start getting stuff together so I can decorate for Matt. I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree and pick up a few things to finish what I need to get the rest of the stuff I need to decorate. And then I'll show you guys what I'm getting. I'm also getting a package today from Makeup Geek. Makeup Geek put up a video last week saying that they were closing, which I'm so sad about. I love Makeup Geek's products. They're probably the first brand besides Morphe that I was hearing about on YouTube when I first started my channel. So I'm really excited to get some of the stuff. So I just picked up a few of my favorites because they were having a 40% off store-wide sale. So I picked up all my favorite shadows of theirs, like single pans. And then I picked up, I forget what else I picked up, but I did pick up a few things because I wanted to get what I love. So many things from Makeup Geek that I absolutely love, and I'm going to be sad. But I do have a lot of their blushes, and I do have maybe one or two of their highlights. Their highlight pans are so big, so they'll last forever. But yeah, so that's coming in today. I don't think anything else is coming in. Maybe my Ipsy bag will be here, but I don't think I'm going to be filming any videos. I never filmed I never edited my sponsorship. I got to do that. Like, I got to stop slacking. I feel like I'm slacking so much. So I got to do that. And then I still have my Ipsy Open Studios that I have to put up as well, edit that. So I might put that up for tonight. Thing is that people just aren't, I'm not saying this like in a negative way. It's just, people just aren't that interested either in Ipsy or Boxycharm anymore. Oh, I might get my Allure today. I love my Allure box. Yes, I do. But they aren't. They're just not like excited about them anymore. And I totally get it. Like, I understand because I'm not either. So it's hard for me to like want to sit down, like put a bunch of makeup on, sit down and film, because it's just, I'm not as interested as I was before. So it's not as exciting. And yeah, so, but I'll do it for sure. I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner tonight for my husband. He's so hard to like figure out what to do for his birthday because he just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care what he gets. He just doesn't care. He's always been that way. He's like my daughter Dahlia too. Like, they just have like no expression on their face sometimes. And I'm like, I always think, I'm like, are you guys even thinking? Like, is there anything going on up there or what? Because we'll be at like a family get together and Matt will just be sitting on the chair and he doesn't even move or talk. He kind of just sits there and everyone's like, is he all right? I'm like, yeah, it's just what he does. He's completely comfortable. He's not like in a bad mood. He's just now moving. So I don't know. I don't know what to, like, as a gift. I mean, I know I'm the gift, but like gift, like what can my kids wrap? I don't know. But anyway, all right. This is going to be my last entry for yesterday's vlog. Yesterday I went on another freaking tangent about my jobs, and I actually went into more of the part where I got robbed, but I took that out. I deleted it. There's some things that I'm just not ready to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about them. No, I just won't. Just won't. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now, is just starting my day, getting Matt's stuff ready for his birthday. I got to make a cake, figure out what we're going to do for dinner. He loves crab. I might get some crab. I don't know how to make crab though. He usually makes the crab. That's the problem. That's why I'm like hesitating. All right, guys, I hope you have a really great weekend. I don't think I'm going to put anything up this weekend because I have unboxings to put up. I don't think I'm going to put anything up. I don't think so. So if you don't see me vlogging this weekend, one will be up on Monday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much to everyone who's been watching these. I'm pacing again. I really got to stop. I make myself dizzy while I edit. I hope everyone has an amazing weekend, and I love you guys so super much. And don't forget to enter my giveaway. It's over on the 13th of March. I'll link it in my description box for you. And that is it. Bye.